What do you need to be happy? Maybe you think of certain goals: more money, a fulfilling relationship, success at work, a nice home, good health, recognition. That's understandable. We all strive for things that bring us joy. And a lot of that can actually trigger feelings of happiness. But if you're really honest, how long do these feelings last? A new cell phone is fun for a few days. Praise at work feels good until the next criticism. A vacation is relaxing until you're back to everyday life. Even big successes lose their shine over time, and then the game starts all over again. You need the next goal, the next experience, the next high. This constant striving for more is like a hamster wheel. You run, but you never really arrive. Because the happiness you seek externally is fleeting. It depends on conditions. And as soon as these conditions change, the feeling disappears too. This is exactly where dissatisfaction begins. Not because you're ungrateful, but because your inner self feels this can't be all. There must be something deeper, something that doesn't constantly come and go. True happiness doesn't arise from external circumstances. It arises within you. It's not a goal, but a state of being. Not a result, but an attitude. Imagine a lake. When the wind blows, the surface ripples, but underneath, the water is calm, clear, deep. This inner happiness is like the water beneath the surface. It's always there, even if you sometimes can't see it. The first step to this inner happiness is to realize that happiness on the outside is nice, but never stable. It's not wrong to be happy about nice things. But if you make your whole happiness dependent on it, you will never be truly free. True freedom begins where you realize, I can enjoy the good, but I don't need it to feel complete. In the next part, we'll look at how you can develop this inner freedom in everyday life, not through sacrifice, but through awareness. How to develop inner freedom without distancing yourself from life. Inner freedom doesn't mean that you isolate yourself from everything. It also doesn't mean that nothing matters to you anymore, or that you no longer have any desires. On the contrary, you can continue to dream, enjoy, plan, and experience. The only difference is how much you depend on it. An example: you apply for a job. You hope it works out. But if you are internally dependent on the outcome, pressure arises. I have to get it. Otherwise, I'm not good enough. If it doesn't work out, your inner balance collapses. You doubt yourself. You are disappointed, maybe angry or sad. But if you are internally free, you go into it with a different attitude. I'll do my best. If it works out, I'll be happy. If not, maybe another door will open. You are connected to yourself, not to the outcome, and that makes you more stable. Inner freedom means you can have desires, but you are not dependent on them. You can enjoy, but you don't need enjoyment to feel complete. You can love relationships, but you don't expect other people to rescue you, fulfill you, or constantly make you feel good. This may sound like sacrifice, but in truth, it is a huge relief, because you are no longer at the mercy of external circumstances. You're no longer constantly on high alert because you might lose something. You stay with yourself, regardless of whether life is going ideally or not. This kind of inner balance arises through awareness. By learning to observe your thoughts, you realize how often you put yourself in a state of unrest. If I don't have this, I'll be unhappy. Or, if this continues, I can't stand it. But these are not truths. They are thoughts, and you don't have to believe them. Instead, you can get into the habit of taking a step back internally in moments of tension. Ask yourself, what do I really believe right now? And is that absolutely true? Often you will realize you are currently caught in a thought loop that is making you unhappy, not reality itself. When you begin to create space internally, you will feel happiness is not loud. It is not always euphoric. It is quiet, calm, stable. It is an inner yes to the moment, just as it is. In the next part, you will learn how you can strengthen this attitude in everyday life with simple steps that bring you back to yourself again and again. You might be asking yourself now, how can I really live this inner freedom in everyday life? How do I stay connected to myself when the day is stressful? Other people have expectations of me, and life just seems chaotic. The answer lies not in big changes, but in small conscious moments. Inner freedom doesn't arise by withdrawing, but by staying present, no matter what happens. A powerful first step is to regularly remind yourself that you don't have to control everything. You don't have to influence every opinion about you. You don't have to solve every problem immediately. You can breathe. You can pause for a moment. You can feel yourself, even in the midst of the hustle and bustle. The next time you're sitting on a crowded train, waiting for an answer, or feeling under pressure, use the moment. Feel your body. Breathe consciously. And remember, everything on the outside is in motion, but you don't have to go along with every movement. You can also get into the habit of prioritizing your inner state over the external outcome. For example, you have a difficult conversation ahead of you. Of course, you want it to go well. But even more important is, how do you treat yourself if it doesn't go as planned? Are you hard on yourself? Do you criticize yourself? Do you doubt yourself? Or do you stay friendly, calm, compassionate? This inner attitude makes the difference, because external successes come and go, but your connection to yourself remains, if you nurture it. Another simple but effective step. Observe yourself when you feel like you need something to be happy. Maybe it's praise, a message, a good result. Ask yourself in that moment, am I connected to myself right now, or am I waiting for something external to fulfill me? This question alone can wake you up. You realize you have shifted the connection outwards, and then you can consciously return to yourself, to your breath, to your inner space. You will notice, the more often you do this, the stronger your feeling of inner fullness becomes. Not because everything is always great, but because you have learned to be at home within yourself. Happiness then ceases to be a goal. It becomes a silent companion, sometimes in the foreground, sometimes in the background. In the last part, we summarize everything, with a reflection question, a conclusion, and a loving invitation to go your own way to the independence of the heart. Maybe after this video, you feel that happiness has less to do with getting something, but much more with realizing something, namely, that you are already complete, that you already carry within you what you are looking for on the outside. Inner freedom doesn't mean you don't want anything anymore, or that you turn away from life. It just means that you don't seek your center on the outside. If joy comes, great. If it goes, also good. If someone praises you, accept it. If not, stay connected to yourself. The less you depend on what others think, what you achieve, what you have or don't have, the more space is created within you. Space for real peace, space for real joy, and space for a deep, quiet happiness that doesn't depend on loud highs. This happiness isn't spectacular. It doesn't shout. It radiates quietly. It's the feeling of being right now, without having to achieve anything, without having to prove yourself, simply because you are there. And yes, sometimes you'll forget it. You will lose yourself again in the external, in thoughts, expectations, comparisons. But every time you notice it, it's an invitation. Come back, not harshly, not demandingly, but softly, kindly, awake. In what moments are you waiting for something external to make you happy? And how does it feel when you allow yourself to just be there, even without that something? Take a few minutes today. Breathe, feel yourself, and ask yourself, what if I'm already enough now? What if I don't have to chase anymore? Maybe you feel there is a door, and it was open all along. If you want to find out more about yourself and are looking for ways to go through life more relaxed and positive, subscribe to the channel. That would help you and me. Here, you won't find the one perfect solution for everything, but an invitation to get closer to yourself, without pressure, without masks, with clarity, depth, and a little courage. Thank you for taking the time. Maybe this video wasn't a loud bang, but a quiet impulse that moved something within you. Stay connected with yourself, with the moment, with what really matters.